Picture this, you're on a date and the person that is sitting across from you seems amazing, funny, charming, saying all the right things. But then a few weeks later, their behavior leaves you kind of confused, frustrated, or even hurt. Has this ever happened to you? If it has, then you are not alone. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 types of people you should never date, and how to spot them early, and what to do if you realize what you're dealing with. Keep watching. See you soon. Welcome back. Well, before we dive in today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you never have to miss any of my amazing videos, because I'm sharing with you this year tips that you need to thrive in dating and relationships. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Joan. I'm the elite dating coach for successful divorced women over 40 who are ready to thrive in the game of love. Dating can be a very exciting journey, but it's also filled with a lot of lessons, if you know what I mean. I've learned the hard way about the types of people that you just want to avoid. Like, there's no point. And today I'm going to be sharing with you some of those lessons so that you can navigate your own dating life with more confidence and with more clarity. So let's jump into these 5 types. Well, the first one is the compulsive liar. So here is how it usually goes. You're a few dates in, they seem perfect, they're telling you all the lovely things that you want to hear, things that are exciting about their job, their travels, and even their future plans. But as you get to know them, little things don't quite add up. One day they say they're in marketing, the next day they say they're in finance, one day they tell you that they own their house, the next day they tell you that they're renting. I even had someone who said to me, oh no, I have this amazing house. And then one day he just says a roommate. I'm like, roommate? And then for these kind of people, when you ask for clarification, because, hey, you said something different a couple of weeks ago, they say, oh, was that what I said? Oh no, that's not what I mean. Oh no, that was before, that wasn't, whatever it is. Okay, they change the subject, they want to move on, they don't want to confront the lies that they've told. So here's how you spot them. Their stories don't align. Right? So the stories keep changing every single time, or, frequently. And another way you can spot them is they usually get very defensive, or they're very vague when they're answering follow-up questions. So if you say, no, tell me a little bit more about that, or where exactly is your office? Then it's like, I hate my job anyway. And most times these people will often exaggerate their claims, right? So that it seems like it's got to be good. It's got to be true, So what do you do when you suspect or you find out that you're dealing with a compulsive liar? Ladies, I want you to always trust your gut, right? If something feels off, believe it. Don't ignore it. Most times we try to explain, or we try to accommodate or enable this type of people because we inherently think that everyone is good and everyone will be honest. Not true. Trust your gut. If something feels off, see you later. Make sure you're able to ask clarifying questions, right? Don't just start to think in your head, oh my God, that doesn't add up. No, ask, say, but the last time you said to me this and this and this, and then see what they say. And if this is something that becomes a pattern, it's best to just walk away. Like, really, what's the point? A relationship without trust is a relationship that's doomed to fail. So save yourself the heartache and troubles and just keep it moving. So that's number 1. The second one, this is a more popular one, is the emotionally unavailable partner. We've all been there. So here's how this one usually goes. You're spending a lot of time together, you're going out, you're having fun, you're doing some adventure, maybe you're even going on trips, it's fine, weekend away, right? Everything is light and fun until you try to discuss like serious things. So like feelings and future plans or deeper topics that gets to show who they really are. And then you see these people really shut it down by saying things like, oh, I'm not ready to discuss something that's serious, or, that's not where my head is at right now, or maybe we can talk about it in a couple of days. They try to avoid it. And if you're one of those ladies who keeps asking and asking and asking, they might even ghost you, right? Because when they ghost you now, you go into panic mode because you're trying to win him back. And then when he does call you or he responds to your messages, hopefully you've forgotten, so you just move on because again, you don't want to ruffle the feathers. So here's how you spot this on emotionally unavailable people. They avoid serious conversations. Like everything is just very surface level. They love bomb you and then they're able to just go cold and disappear, right? So they're very inconsistent in the way that they behave. Hot today, cold tomorrow, on and off, on and off. You know, they ghost you, they come back, they breadcrumb you, and then they show up. What you doing? What you up to? Where you at? Right? And then for some people who push and keep asking the same questions because they want to get to know where you stand or where their head is at, they'll make excuses about why they can't commit, or, you know, because of the kids, or because my ex has so much drama, or right now I'm so busy with work. Whatever it is, they always come up with stories about why they're not able to fully commit. So they make it seem like, I do want to commit, but just not right now. No, they're not emotionally available. Keep it going. So here's what you do. First, you need to always be clear about what your needs are, right? So you need to make sure from day one, if you're looking for a hookup, you want to have a good time, no judgment zone here, you go ahead and do you. But if you want something more serious, then it's important that you make that known from day one so that they know you want someone who is emotionally available, who's trying to build the type of relationship that you're desiring. Just make it clear, right? And then number two, I know we always say this, but again, we keep forgetting. Actions rather than words, right? So pay attention to their actions, not just the words they're saying, because these fellas, they're pretty good at love bombing, so they'll tell you everything that you want to hear, right? So make sure that you're watching that their actions actually match what their words are saying. But if they consistently avoid being emotional with you, like really building a deeper connection, then it is time for you to let them go, because you are wonderful in many ways. You deserve a partner who's fully present. Okay, so that's number two. The third one, this is probably the one I hate the most. So this is the eternal victim. It's them, not me. Always them, not me, right? So these are the people who will spend the entire date or the first couple of weeks just talking about how awful their ex was, right? If they're not talking about their ex and how horrible again, it's the ex, it's not them. They're the saints, yeah? Okay. So they spend time talking about their ex, and when they're done talking about their ex, then they look for the next person to blame. So sometimes it's their boss. Oh, my boss is so unfair. My boss treats this person different. And if it's not the boss, then it's their friends. Oh, my friend is so unreliable, and this and that and that, right? And what usually happens is, in the beginning, you kind of feel sorry for them, right? Because we're human. So you're like, oh, I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that your boss is not a supportive mom. I'm sorry that you had that experience with your ex, right, Mr. Amazing. But then what happens is that over time, you start to notice that this is a pattern. Like, this is the way they really are, right? So these people are never, ever willing to take ownership or responsibility for anything. Because again, it's not them, it's you. So they're constantly being the victim. Everyone's doing stuff to them. Yeah, everyone can be wrong though, right? Okay, so here's how you spot them. So like I said, these are the people who always have a problem. Like there's always somebody to blame for every single thing that's going wrong in their life. So that's constantly blaming. If it's not people, it's the economy, it's the weather, it's always something, right? So these are people that will always share like sub stories, pity patties and all of that stuff, right? But never really talking about solutions or ways that they're trying to grow and be better human beings. No, they're perfect. It's other people, right? And of course, they will never accept accountability for the role that they played in things that went wrong, right? So they will never be accountable for their actions. It's them, not me. So what do you do? Well, I'm not going to say be mean. I'm going to say you can feel sorry for them, like you can show some empathy, but make sure that you're setting some boundaries. So when someone says, oh, my boss is XYZ, you can say, well, I'm sorry you're going through this, but what steps are you taking to improve the situation, right? They have to take ownership of where they're at, even with fault or no fault. But again, what are you going to do about it, right? And then you need to observe, because these guys, and it's guys and girls, right? I'm just saying guys as the generic term. But these people, it's just the same all the time. So make sure that you're observing to see if there's some areas in their lives where they actually take accountability. But if there isn't, then the chances of them changing and growing is none. Not your problem, not your issue. You are not their therapist. You are definitely not their savior. So you need to protect your energy and move on before they draw you and drag you into this negative energy of victimhood. And before you know it, you're this miserable human being as well. So just keep it moving. They can go. Okay, so the fourth type of people I want to talk about now is the narcissist. And I know that people usually think it's men who are narcissists. No, women are equally as narcissistic as men, right? So this is how it usually plays out with the narcissist. So they meet you from the moment they're usually pretty magnetic. There's just something very attractive and confident and charismatic, right? They are the charmers. They will tell you everything that you need to hear. They will love bomb you. They will pretend to be the nicest humans that exist. They're the ones, because I usually say when you meet someone or when you start dating someone, you usually put your best foot forward. Now, these people, they are like perfection when you first meet them. But what happens is that the narcissist can't stay in that pretense mode for too long. So after a while, you will see that, they start to dominate conversations. They start to dismiss your feelings. They start to gaslight you, right? And then you start to know, okay, something's changing. And this is not the point to start thinking, oh, maybe it's me, maybe it's not them, maybe there's something. No. This is not the time to brush it off. No. You need to observe, right? And just see, hey, is this person a narcissist or not? So watch their actions again. Make sure that you're paying attention to what is going on in the early days. So some of the ways that you can kind of tell a narcissist is in the beginning. These are the ones who like that constant validation. I know there's some people who their love language is words of affirmation, but the narcissists just want that constant validation. Am I special? Did you miss me? Are you thinking about me? And they want you to praise me. So every little thing they do, like, oh, can you imagine I did this? And if you don't praise them, then they start sulking or whatever, right? They usually lack a lot of empathy. So the way that they talk about other people or the way they react to your feelings when you talk about what you're feeling, they are like, it's just, they try to spin it or they try to gaslight you, make you the problem, of course. And then they always make you feel like you're competing for attention or for approval, right? So it's never coming off just naturally and effortlessly. It's constantly making you feel a certain way. So here's what you do with narcissists, especially when you're not sure and you're just trying to figure out, is this what they truly are or not? Make sure that you should be setting boundaries with everybody anyway, but make sure that you're setting very firm boundaries from the onset. Right. And when they do things that are dismissive, for instance, make sure that you say, I feel unheard. When you dismiss my feelings, I would love for you to listen to me and at least show me some support. All right. Make sure that you're communicating how exactly you're feeling and then watch and see how they react to that. Another thing you can do is to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health, right? Taking care of your emotional health, doing what you need to do for you. Right? So make sure that you're protecting yourself. You're making sure that there's a bit of a space or gap. These people will try to love bomb you. I'm telling you, they want to see you every day in the early days. So make sure that you're pacing the relationship and you're giving space for you to take care of yourself, right? And then keep observing. And really, honestly, if their behavior doesn't change after a couple of weeks or months, just walk away, right? The narcissist, it's usually about them. It's never really about anybody else. It's usually just about them. If that's the type of relationship you want to be in, go for it. But I'm just saying that there are nicer, better people out there in the world and you don't have to deal with this. Okay, so the fifth one, the last one, is the commitment-phobe. Wow, these types. They love the idea of a relationship, but when it's time to actually move things forward and get serious, they're out of there, right? So again, love bombers, you'll see them the first couple of weeks, they're like all in. They're the ones who are talking about long-term goals from day one. They're talking about, oh my God, we should go on this trip. Oh, you should meet my sister. We should do this. We should do that. But then as you start to, think, oh, wow, okay, he's really serious. And they start to disappear. They start to become distant, right? Some of them are the avoidant attachment style, right? And then you start hearing things like, oh, I don't really want to rush things right now. I'm still processing my last relationship. I'm very busy at work. This is not the time that I can really commit to anything. How many times have you heard these excuses? Okay, so here's how you spot them, right? So like I said, they will make plans. They will talk about the future. But when it comes to really doing anything to move the relationship forward, then they just empty promises. So they don't really take action to move the relationship forward. These are the people who usually send mixed signals. So like the breadcrumbers, right? So one minute they're all in, they're talking about the relationship, they can't wait, they cannot wait to spend eternity with you. And then the next week they don't call you for 3-4 days, right? So they keep pulling away. It's that push and pull. Right? I don't know if they enjoy it, but they do it anyway. And then, oh, here's one that I really like that you hear a lot from these people. They talk about, oh, the last time I was in this serious relationship and I got into it even though I wasn't really ready and I was forced into it and yada, 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 yada. So they kind of make you feel sorry for them because they rushed into a relationship in the past, when if you really check out the story, that's not what it was. They probably just love bombed the person and she thought they were in a relationship, and now it's like, oh, we're not really in a relationship. Anyway, we'll talk about relationships, getting into becoming official in a relationship some other time. So what do you do with these people? Well, make sure that from the very first date, right, you are asking what they're looking for. And as time goes on, you don't necessarily have to say, oh, so what are we? Am I your girlfriend? Are you my boyfriend? None of that. But just hear from them. Is that something you're open to? Are you open to building something serious, a long-term relationship, right? And then never trust the words. Focus more on their actions and just see what they do. If they make all these empty promises and they're not taking any action, keep it moving, right? Don't waste your time waiting for these people to change. Move on. There's so many people out there who are single, who are nicer, who are willing, and who are ready for the kind of commitment that you are looking for. So keep it moving. Okay. So today we've covered the 5 types of people I personally think you should never date because it's not worth it. The compulsive liar, the emotionally unavailable person, the eternal victim, that's my worst one, the narcissist, and the commitment-phobe. By learning and being able to recognize these patterns early, you can save yourself a lot of time, a lot of energy, and of course heartbreak, right? And you can now stay open, because what these people do is they come in and then they close you up a little bit more, because next time you're like, do I even want this? No, I want you to stay open to the type of relationship that it is that you're looking for, because it is available. All right, so that's it for me today. Let me know in the comments which types you have encountered. I've encountered all of the above. And so let me know how you handled it all. I always love to hear your story. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends who are single, turn on that notification so that you can get the weekly update on when I do release a video. And if you haven't downloaded my free guide, the 12 Secrets to Effortless Dating After Divorce, go ahead, you find it in the description. Go ahead and download the book and just get some tips to get you started on your merry way for 2025. So once again, thank you so much for being here with me. I totally love hearing from all of you. Let me know in the comments. Let me know, send me an email. Let's talk about it. I'm here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, have an amazing weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.